Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 rated sportsbook app out there. Use code DNVR when you sign up for an account over there. I am your host, Rudo, joined by Blais Hunter. We'll be joined by AJ Haefele in just a little bit. The Avs take home a W, beat the Minnesota Wild 2-1. Goals from Logan O'Connor and Val Nichushkin.
As expected?
Totally. Everyone saw that coming. The fact that I had to think about it being Val Nichushkin that even scored the second goal shows I was very, very prepared for those two to score.
For sure.
Look, it was not pretty. Was not particularly fun outside of the first period.
Nope.
But the Avs won a hockey game without Nathan MacKinnon.
I mean, it was a very weird game, right? It was very sloppy. It was one of those wins that the Avs took away without having their star in the lineup.
Yep.
And it was one of those gritty ones that was like bang, bang all over the place. Played kind of the Wild's game a little bit there.
It did. Certainly in the second and third period, the Avs fell into the muck and grind a good bit. And, I mean, AJ is currently on his way from Ball Arena. He got to watch this game live, do all the fun work, so I'm sure he will have plenty of takes when he gets to the bar. For now, we just have to talk about Cale Makar. Because only one assist on the night, production-wise, but what is his ankle count up to now? He's got to have 6 or 7 trophies at this point.
100%. There was a lot of jocks on the ice out there.
Ryan Hartman still doesn't know where his skates are, I don't think.
His edge work is out of control.
We've watched for years the Avs try and work up their skating as a team as a whole. They have a skating coach. They do all these things, and the past handful of years, I've watched Tracy Tutton work with all of these Avs skaters, and there's like, here's all the things you can do better. She loves working on the guys with mohawks, and I imagine like every time she watches Cale Makar skate, she has to go for a smoke afterward. Like,
it was that good.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. I'm going to interrupt that one. Jesse is saying, hey, boys and Allie, miss you. Big win for the Avs tonight. Jesse, come down to the bar sometime soon.
Yeah, Jesse, you
Come
gotta
join a
get on one
post-game.
of these post games and get drunk with us.
We miss you as well. We do have a super chat already. Are there enough shots in the world after that one?
Ooh. There might. I could be convinced to do one, possibly.
I mean, that was a win by the Avs.
It wasn't. I guess we have to do victory shots. I guess that's true.
I know there's some Uller somewhere around.
There's some Listerine for us to drink. Great.
Oh, goodness, I'm nervous. I haven't had
you
that.
haven't had it yet. That's right.
Allie. You're in for a treat.
It's not as bad as you think, but it's not good. Appreciate the super chats. Thank you very much. Let's get to the king of the game first, because Jesus bringing it up right there.
Yep.
Philipp Grubauer. We probably don't have the graphic ready because I make Allie do all the work.
Yeah, hold on.
But Philipp Grubauer has to take this one away. The Avs grinded out the goals they needed, and that was pretty much it.
Wait for me.
Locked it down, gave up one goal. Bam.
Oh, he was great tonight. I mean, he was all over the puck, square to the puck. There was nothing getting by him. The few times the defense helped him out there with some shots that were open nets, but luckily the puck kind of saw the corner or saw a pad.
It's a very different vibe, right? As we have AJ Haefele.
Oh my God, I'm
building.
sweating.
But
that scared me.
it's a very different vibe than the other night. You go from Hunter Miska, where every shot on goal is a hold your breath moment, to Philipp Grubauer that makes routine saves look routine.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's a good feeling for sure.
The calm factor in the Avs zone was great. Right? Like it had a totally different feel. You're right, especially in the defensive zone.
Yep. Top to bottom. A great feel. AJ, are you ready to come on, or you holding on? All right. AJ's still getting set up. He'll jump on in a minute. Moving through to the second period, I'm always apprehensive to talk about referees on this show, but they set a tone to this game that I frankly don't understand. I don't understand the rule book anymore. I have lost all concept of the rules of NHL hockey. I don't even know, are the calls good or the calls bad? I've completely lost it. I have no idea.
Okay, so the Makar head.
Yeah.
Yes.
How did everybody feel about it? 'Cause
Blatant charging.
a lot of disagreement amongst people.
It looked like he came all the way across
Yeah.
the ice. Didn't even try to play the puck whatsoever, and was just going after Makar.
It reminded me a little bit of Tom Wilson's hit on Zadorov
Yep.
behind the net a few years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Where he jumped off the bench,
Went
went
straight.
straight for him, and just got lucky that the puck was in the vicinity to give him a reason.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what this looked like to me. I thought it was a blatant charge, but I don't think it's like suspendable. I didn't think it was high. He had his head down. That's on him.
Yeah. You have to take into context, too, what is going on the ice. Some dude named Kyle Rao, playing his second ever NHL game,
Yeah.
takes a run at Cale Makar, and somehow JT Compher is the one that gets the extra 2?
Yeah, I don't mind so much the extra 2 minutes because I've always wanted guys to get the 2 extra minutes when they instigate a fight off a clean hit. But it wasn't a clean hit.
No.
It should have been a penalty. It should have been 2 for charging, 5 for fighting, 2 for whatever, call it unsportsmanlike conduct, and then 5 for fighting, and it should have been even.
Sure, if they evened it up, whatever. But
I mean, even on TV, obviously you're there in person.
It happened right in front of us.
Did it? Because it looked like
happened,
his hands came up.
It happened right in front of us, and my initial thought was, oh my God, he just hit him in the face.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had a whole tweet written out, and then they showed the replay, and I was like, oh no, he's good. Like he's
okay.
He's fine, but it's definitely charging.
Yeah.
AJ, everyone is really thankful you got here so quickly. Can I get you a water?
No, I'm good.
AJ doing 70 down
That's some.
down
We've got
Colfax.
William here saying.
You know how Colfax is set up?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
it's like you get the greens
You're on the
and you're
highway and
good.
just gas it if you're in the lineup.
That
yeah.
was it. It was just like I hit that left. I have right behind a guy who had just run like a blatant red light, and he did it
goodness.
like the slowest I've ever seen somebody run a red. It was like a solid 8 miles an hour. Where he was just like, "I'm doing it, doing it." Anyway, and then I got here, and then ran across the street.
Running a red light is an apt description of this hockey game, to be honest. Like,
I gotta say, Dater kept the last 8 minutes of the game kept shouting, "Here it is!" When every time the Wild had the puck.
I see.
And I felt like total, if there's such a thing as a Dater jinx, he put it on him hard. He put him on hard because he just kept trying. And I was like, dude, I had to watch that dude dance to Billie Jean by Michael Jackson, and it forever scarred me.
I saw that tweet.
Oh my God, it was
very funny.
awful.
Any moonwalks?
No, he didn't get to that part before Lauren Jabara started laughing at him, and then he started dabbing himself up for being such a smooth dancer. It was horrific.
Shout out if you're watching, Dater.
Sounds beautiful.
Yeah, it was horrific. Anyway, the
Oh,
Makar
Jesse.
hit totally
Jesse
changed the
was
course
in the
of that
comments though, saying that he loved you, and I
What?
told him to get down here. Jesse.
Game. Aw, tell him to come hang out.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
what
we
I
said.
said.
It's not like there's a pandemic going on.
Anyway,
Yeah, that Makar hit totally changed the game because
Minnesota was
They were,
jumping,
I
yeah.
mean, they were just getting run over at the time, and then their whole bench stood up and was like the ego stroke for that hit, and then the fight happened, and they were like, "Oh my God, Kyle Rao is our hero," and I'm pretty sure Zach Parise doesn't know that guy's name. So it's pretty funny that he ended up being the full care of the game. I would also just like to throw in that Kirill Kaprizov, he is by far their most electric player. Seeing that guy live is
close.
totally different.
Yeah.
That guy is an animal. And if they ever get a center to play between him and Kevin Fiala, they're going to have one really fun to watch line.
He was their goal
whole
scorer
one.
tonight too, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's good.
They came really close. Logan O'Connor had made a really nice play on that zone entry that they ended up scoring on. And he made a great play to chip the puck free, and then it just didn't go their way. And I mean, that's a great play by them.
Yeah.
Grubauer was awesome tonight. Sorry, I have a lot of thoughts.
No,
Things are just spilling out of me.
rail them off. We're good. We're
Yeah.
good. The only thing I need is for someone to donate another $10 so we can do the shot before we have to go home. Other than that, though, moving through the game, penalties just stopped getting called.
It was the one that really I missed the Suter on Jost live. I saw him go down, but I didn't see what happened because it's on
maybe
it's
the
on
most
the far end from
blatant
us.
one, though.
And so those details, it's like
Sure,
you gotta
sure.
you gotta be eagle-eyed to catch that stuff. But the Rantanen one, I had no idea how. Even live, I was like, what? Like 2 nights ago, guys sliding into players' legs and tripping them and taking them out was not a penalty. And now the dude blatantly kicking his foot out as the dude cuts inside of him to put him on a highlight reel is still not a penalty? At what point did these stop becoming penalties?
It's crazy to me.
On the replay, I mean, it was blatant.
It was blatant, man.
Oh my
and
goodness.
Rantanen went flying.
You just had 3 people donate for shots.
One for each person. That means we all have to do a shot.
I'm just not. I'm not sure what the hell these guys are looking at, honestly. That was a blatant. The guy has the puck, and the other guy sticks his leg out, and it's like, it's tripping.
Yeah.
You can call it kneeing if you want, because I know some people thought that it was knee on knee. It didn't look like knee on knee to me. It looked like he just stuck his skate out and caught him with the foot.
Yeah.
I don't get it. That's a penalty. And look, the power play struggled tonight. It didn't generate a ton.
Yeah.
It had a couple of really nice chances that didn't go in, but it was not consistently dangerous. Wasn't a major threat. So it may not have ended up making any kind of a difference, but you throw a team onto a power play for 6 more minutes. You sure like their chances of getting a third goal.
You do. It's a tough spot to be in because part of me is okay with if they're not going to call those things and they set the tone and they don't call it for either team. But when you look at the way that these two teams play, that's a blatant advantage towards Minnesota stylistically.
I think you had mentioned it. Ryan Suter gets away with everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Blais was saying it to me during the game, too. It's like, oh, well, that one was Ryan Suter, so no wonder.
He
call there.
Held a dude. I don't remember who it was, but it was on a zone entry, and he just reached out and he just grabbed the jersey, just a quick tug, and then let it go. And it was does enough to kill the momentum. And it wasn't there were 3 other dudes in the area. It was super subtle. It's just one of those things. It's this dude knows he can just get away with whatever the hell he wants.
And the refs swallowed their whistle and then gave the Avs the benefit of the doubt on that last penalty, which was it's pretty soft. I mean, it was a stick up high.
Right.
I didn't even see it. They didn't show a replay in the arena. And I definitely didn't see it live.
It wasn't much there. I don't know what to tell you. To be perfectly even, they then call a random penalty that goes in the Avs' favor, and it's like, that's the one you guys picked to call. I don't know. I want to move on because I don't want to talk the refs too much negative.
They helped change the course of that game.
It affected the game for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was 2-0, and the Avs were pretty comfortably just doing their thing. And then Minnesota got a big jump and had a big push, and they were real excited after that. And they had a strong finish to the second period. And then, honestly, I haven't looked at all of the stuff, but Colorado, I thought it was kind of a lazy third period.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, they really didn't – Minnesota didn't have a sustained offensive possession until the final 7 minutes or so. And then, of course, the final, even the last 2 minutes, they had that icing. The Avs had the puck in the zone for some time there. They really didn't have a ton of sustained time in the offensive zone to set up and just fire away.
The Avs at the beginning of the third, though, did have a little bit of sustained pressure down
Oh,
there.
yeah. The Avs actually did. They kind of – it felt lazy because there wasn't a lot of high quality, but they were doing just fine in terms of you have a 2-1 lead, you're totally fine. You'll play all 20 minutes in this end, just passing the puck around.
And some of those shots, too, me and Rudo are kind of talking about it right in the crest.
Yeah. I'll ask this to you, too, because I asked it to Blais during the game, but Is Talbot just making good reads tonight, or are the Avs a little bit too predictable?
I thought Talbot played well. I thought he had a good night. I thought he was getting across and he was square to a lot of the shooters. He got lucky a couple times on especially early. Kadri had a puck that was just laying in the crease right in front of him, and he whiffed on it, and it was just like he had that. But honestly, I thought Talbot played fine. Not great, but certainly well enough to keep them in it.
Yeah.
The Avs were a bit of a victim of some of their own cuteness again, where Sam Gerrard has got to shoot pucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's his whole thing collapses when the other team has no respect for him shooting the puck.
Yeah.
Because they play the pass, they know he's not going to shoot it, and so they defend him in a certain way. And it's like he gets down into that corner, he skates himself into the corner, and there's no outlet, there's nowhere for him to go. He's now stuck 200 feet away from his goaltender. He's not comfortable, and there's no quality chance coming. He puts himself in that position over and over and over because he will not shoot the puck. He had that one in the third period. He had that one really soft backhand right in the middle of everything where he was like, I got to do something. And so that's what he did. And it was like,
he doesn't have to shoot the puck a ton, just enough to keep him honest.
yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
No, it's in the fridge.
Yeah.
Enough to make the other team respect the fact that he might shoot. Even if they block it, that makes them stand in shooting lanes.
Yep.
That means that he's not, they're not preemptively cutting off the passing lanes that he wants.
For sure.
So he needs to shoot a couple of them and be a little more aggressive there. And I think this is going to be a forever problem for Sammy. I think he's always going to fight those instincts where he's like, I know that I don't have it. I know I'm not a great shooter, but I'm, this. I just think this is going to be a forever problem for him. He will always have to fight these Angels.
How did Kale look live? Because it looked dirty on TV.
It was completely dominant. Yeah. I was talking to Adrian between the second and third period, and he said that, he thinks Kale is the best young player he's seen come into the league in a long, long time. And I'm just like, dude, I think he's a top 5 defenseman today.
Yeah.
The way that what separates him right now for me is the way that he creates offense. You look at the point totals of so many defensemen, and it's like they either have a great shot or they're great distributors. Duncan Keith was an unbelievable stretch passer, and the guy he could just find seams on the fly in transition. But Cale Makar just creates stuff.
And he looks so comfortable in front of the net too.
Like he gets the puck. He's at the blue line. It's on his forehand. There's a defenseman. There's a forward coming at him. He's a foot away. There's nothing there. There's no obvious passing lane. There's no shooting angle. He's got nothing. And he shakes that fool, and then he just C-cuts around another guy who's coming at him, and the next thing, he's dusted 2 dudes, and now he's got the defense starting to freak out, and they're all coming in on him, and then like lanes are just opening up all over the ice, and he just creates in a way you don't see other defensemen. Like, I know we always do. We have to talk about him because you can't talk about one without the other. Quinn Hughes is an amazing passer, and he's an amazing distributor of the puck. But he does not create with his legs the same way that Makar does. Makar is a singular talent in the way that he just generates offense out of a nothing chance. It's incredible to watch.
I mean, he's basically making, cones out there of the defense.
It's
ridiculous.
It's incredible. He is something. And watching him live, like, these are the best players in the world, and this guy is a 0.1% of 0.1%.
Yeah.
I would love to continue fawning over Avs players in what was maybe the least interesting hockey game of the season so far, but we do have to do some shots, and before that, I better take care of some business as well, as we are sponsored by Green Mountain Dental Group.
I've also got some off-the-rails stuff going on in the chat, so we can get to that.
Okay, we'll get to that too. Green Mountain Dental Group is the dentist for the greater Denver metro area, just 15 minutes from downtown, family owned as well. Head on over there, get a cleaning, x-ray, and exam, and you'll get yourself a free Sonicare toothbrush. So jump on that, and while you're at it, go on over to DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 rated sportsbook app out there. Put in your predictions for Super Bowl 55. Nothing to enter. All you have to do is drop in with a new account with code DNVR, enter your Super Bowl predictions, and you're guaranteed to win. Could be like $3, could be up to $1 million. So jump on that while you still can. Why not a shot at a free $1 million? Sounds pretty good to me.
It's all right.
You can also bet on the Avs. Our Mikko over for shots hit easily again. So keep riding that vibe. If you bet on Logan O'Connor to score the first goal, you would have had plus 1,400, I think.
You're a millionaire now.
Yeah, you're basically you can go buy GameStop now if you bet on that. So jump on that. Head on over to DraftKings.com/sportsbook for more details. Must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Restrictions, conditions, and other eligibility requirements apply. All right.
DraftKings.com/sportsbook for detail. If you have a gambling problem, call
1-800-522-4700.
There we go. Teamwork.
All right. We made it through. I guess we should do these shots. First of all, AJ, you haven't been at the bar. If you need a pinch hitter, I got you.
I'm good.
All right. Let's do it then.
Hold
This is the
on 2
mouthwash, right?
seconds.
Yeah, mouthwash.
It smelled like gin.
It's Listerine.
Oh, there's no Swedish fish.
Oh,
We're out.
No, I
We're
I
out.
was expecting it. No, it's totally fine.
We don't have any. Yeah.
We had 5 boxes the other day. Now they are all gone.
We ate them all. Cheers.
Yeah. Holla.
Avs Dub to Dr. Dubs.
Dr. Dubs again.
Oh my god, it's not that bad.
That's better the second time.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe
Or fourth. I don't remember. Don't remember how many times.
I don't
we
know.
took shots.
Maybe I'm just not as drunk today. I don't know.
That tastes
mouthwash.
so much better than I expected.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we're okay with that one. It's because it's not so bad.
Yeah, it's not poison. Anyway,
Okay, I just have some off the rails stuff.
sure. We have chats to get
All
to.
right.
Then we'll get to King of the Game, I guess.
Yes. Okay.
Grubauer.
Hold on. Shout out
Yes,
to
obviously.
Yes.
Yonder, Justin, Victor,
There you go.
for
We
all the
appreciate the
shots.
super chats very, very much.
and
Thank you.
so I'm pretty sure it's a burner. We don't know yet. But Sheila is in the chat. AJ, do you remember Sheila?
No.
How do you not remember Sheila
Wow.
from BSN Avalanche days?
Oh, Dater's
Yes.
Dater's old. Yeah, okay. We're cool. Yep, I remember.
You could see all of her comments. Jesse's in the chat also being
All right,
like,
well, that's
wait,
adorable.
is this Sheila?
She even gave us money, right?
She did. Happy birthday, Adrian.
Okay. Well,
Let's see. I love you, Adrian.
Zach O'Donnell getting crazy with these burners.
Oh, no. Did not mean to put that.
Nice. Nice.
Wow.
We need an adult in the chat is what people are saying.
to put that shot now in my eyeballs.
feel the burn.
But yeah, everyone from back in the BSN Avalanche days is like, what is happening? This isn't real, including Jesse. But they are taking over the chat.
Cool.
Okay, I apologize. You guys don't get it. When I put up the chats, I press 1 and then you guys type, and so it just goes, and then I accidentally put a very inappropriate
Let's
one.
throw Philipp Grubauer on the
She
screen.
says thank you.
Because he will save our eyes from having to look at any of that. Excellent performance. I feel like we've done him a little bit dirty not having him as a king of the game yet this year, but he has 2 shutouts and he hasn't been king of the game yet.
Are you sure?
Yes,
About
he
what?
has not been king of the game yet.
Yeah,
Sure?
I'm 100% sure. Anyway,
All right.
he's king of the game
I'm
tonight.
less convinced, but okay.
Only gives up 1 goal. Continues to be
Hartman breakaway, shorthanded breakaway save.
that was the big one for sure.
Huge.
A number of really good reads tonight, and when he maybe got himself into some trouble, so a great job recovering. When he got whoever it was that went wide on him, and he just followed him all the way out. Just kept tracking the puck, and they tried to put it back in the middle, and he just went, nope.
Yeah,
Gobble, gobble, gobble. Nom, nom, nom.
it's
He was just Pac-Man.
He was in the third. There was one That was pretty risky. We thought that maybe Landeskog got a stick on it, but it looked like they just missed the net.
Yeah, they just missed the net on that one. I had cross ice to the near.
Would have been good for Landy to have
camera.
done something for somebody.
Yes, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Such a bad game.
Ooh, he had a
for so many.
huge pizza out there too. Huge.
Dude, he was a turnover machine. It was so crazy to see all the people that were like hating hard on JT Compher. And it's like JT Compher is now being asked to punch above his weight class.
Yeah,
He held his own tonight, and
Jesse,
he was
get outta here.
competitive tonight.
I thought
Landeskog was trash.
I thought Comfort was legitimately good in the first period. Even
I liked Compher early. He faded a little bit
For
late.
sure.
But again, he's being asked to play over his head. What are you really expecting from the guy? There isn't a good answer between JT Compher and Tyson Jost manning the center spot at the top line.
Yeah.
And for all those dudes that wanted to roll into my mentions after Jost missed the empty net at the end of the game, you guys are dorks and get a life. like straight up. You guys have got to figure out somebody like this obsession with having to hate an athlete on your favorite team. It's for the birds. It really is. Tyson Jost is everything that you want out of a guy that pulls on the sweater for your favorite team. And the fact that he's struggling offensively and that, he's not an offensive dynamo, you just accept him for what he is. You guys are dorks. In not the good way. You guys are the get the swirlies kind of dorks. The bad kind of dork.
AJ
I'm
reliving
dude,
some
I'm over
high school
it
right now.
I'm over it. That guy works his ass off and does absolutely everything he can day in and day out to make himself better. And he's a phenomenal human being. And if I didn't know him the way that I had gotten to know him over the years, I wouldn't defend him the way that I do. But it sucks. It sucks to see people who it sucks to see people just drag the guy when he does absolutely everything right, and he's not going to score 20 goals in an NHL season.
He
just doesn't have the game, and that's okay. You know, it sucks. It sucks to see that people want to bring that guy down, because that is 100,000% a person that everybody in the world should be trying to lift up and celebrate. That is one of the better dudes in all of the sports world. And listening to everybody try and drag him, it's fucking pathetic. And I'm sorry for saying that, because I know I'm not supposed to use that language, but it's pathetic. And I'm over it. I'm going to start blocking people, because it's loser shit. You want a guy to be better on your hockey team? I completely understand. You want a guy to score more goals and be more productive? I completely get it. But trying to celebrate somebody struggling through things, it's loser shit.
Being the host of this podcast is so easy when AJ comes in fired up.
That's the people. I mean, people said it when AJ was like, "Sorry, I'm just saying everything I'm thinking." People in the comments were like, "Yes, AJ, this is what we love to see."
Let's move on to, I think, a more positive story throughout this game that people weren't dragging Ryan Graves. Stepped up quite a bit tonight. Played extremely solid defensively.
He's got to stop that. He's got to stop that cute little.
He did it at the blue line.
The blue line where he tries to walk around a guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, you are not Cale Makar. Where Cale Makar creates magic from this, you create problems. But other than that, this was way better. He blew an assignment in the first period. They gave up that scoring chance. But you know what? That's why you pay goaltenders.
Yep.
I thought he looked way better. I mean, that was funny because we were talking about that same moment.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not going to get the step on that guy up
Yep.
there. Just put that puck down low, please.
It's whatever he does, he just has to make a decision there. He
Yeah.
can't skate his way out of the problem and decide later. But this was, funnily enough, in a game where the Avs did not have Nathan MacKinnon, the Avs won this game with their bottom six, defense, and goaltending.
It's funny because everybody talks about how the Avs can't play a certain way.
They just did it.
And they just,
Yeah.
without Nathan MacKinnon, That's how they have to succeed. Nathan MacKinnon opens up avenues for them to play that hard-hitting transition-heavy style. Without him, it has to be a lot more deliberate, and that's exactly what tonight was. They played the classic like playoff style, and they're clearly not as comfortable in it, but it was fun.
Yep.
Like it was solid stuff. They're gonna have to get used to it. This is how they're gonna have to win if they're gonna win without MacKinnon.
To an extent, I still think they need production out of the second line, which honestly, the second line was pretty good tonight. They just couldn't finish.
Yeah.
And then you need more.
think so?
I do.
Sod had some great plays out there.
They fell into the category of a touch too cute at times for sure.
I felt just overall very iffy.
I felt pretty good about it. I think Kadri started the game a little bit sloppy, but he got better as the game went on. Sod I had no problems with. Burakovsky had kind of a weird night. A guy that you expect better shooting out of, I think. And he had a couple of plays in this game where, one, he had to gather the pass instead of one-timing it.
That there was one opportunity in particular in the second period where he got it, and it was like, what are you doing?
Are you going to shoot it?
And then he shot it, and it was like, okay, well, he got there eventually, but boy, that would have been a lot more dangerous had it been a one-timer.
Right. But, like, if that's what they're going to give you every night, they created opportunities. Some will fall. I did not like the top line outside of Comfort, Jost, whoever's, like you said, punching
liked
above the weight class. I like Rantanen.
Mikko looked like a man on an island, though. He looked like a guy that was like, where is my running mate?
Even Rantanen, and I think especially in the third period when they started throwing Jost up there, the chemistry between him and Landeskog wasn't good.
I thought Rantanen looked like what Patrick Kane has looked like for the last 5 years.
Dragging dudes around the ice,
where
basically.
he's just like, can a brother get some help up in here? Because he's like, he was hard in on the forecheck. He was hard on pucks. He goes down there, he wins a puck battle. He gets there, he strips a guy with a backhand, a sweet little move, and then Kaprizov comes down and they 1-on-2. He has no help, and the puck goes the other way, and you could just see like his soul slowly leaving his body, because it was just like, can somebody please freaking help me? Like I really liked Rantanen's game process wise tonight. I thought he played hard. I thought he was effective in areas he needs to be effective. Could have gotten a little more on that one timer where Talbot got across, but even that was still a good scoring chance. He got enough on it where Talbot had to make a quality save. I think Mikko's going to be just fine. And honestly, if he starts to produce while Nate is gone, he really is going to put himself in the Hart conversation. I don't give a damn what kind of scoring is going on in Edmonton.
I mean, he had 5 shots on goal tonight.
Yeah.
And he was driving hard to the net.
Yeah, like I really liked Mikko tonight. He just felt like he was on an island.
Do you keep the second line together?
I would right now.
yeah.
I have no issues with what the lines were tonight, other than Sheldon Trice still sucks. It still shouldn't be in the NHL.
We'll get to that in a second. To AJ's point, though, I think maybe what sums up Mikko's night is the shift in the third period where the Avs half change. He gets the puck into the offensive zone, stick handles right to the high slot, and like just handles the puck for a good like second and a half, 2 seconds, looking around, and no one's around. He's like, well, I guess I'll shoot it then.
Yeah.
He ends up firing it right into the dude's skate, but I guess it was that kind of night.
Yeah.
Maybe still though, in MacKinnon's absence, you want to see Mikko step up and produce by himself.
It came really close to a couple of different points tonight, and
of course.
I think if he in particular just keeps playing the way that he is, the way that he did tonight, he's gonna be just fine.
All right.
I think the points will follow.
So,
But I've said that for 4 years about Tyson Jost. So
let's talk about the fourth line then. You've already mentioned.
Logan O'Connor kicks ass.
I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that.
He's awesome.
He scored the goal tonight. You mentioned the one good play he had, but takes a penalty, had a few questionable moments with the puck.
I'm okay. I can live with whatever he does offensively because right now he's really good defensively. He's reading the play really well, and he is really active in his own zone. That guy is a maniac in his own zone, and he gets the puck, and the first thing that happens is his brain just, the speedometer, it's just and he is like the RPMs, like that guy just redlines it down the ice. He kind of has the Nathan MacKinnon golden retriever thing going on, where he's just like puck, 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 and he just goes and gets it. He keeps playing like this, and he's gonna steal a job.
Yep.
He has to keep playing like this, though. There can't be a lot of games where it falls
There's
off.
no dip, yeah.
Yeah, and whatever he's going to do offensively is all good and well. Don't take penalties and keep playing like a maniac in your own zone, and he will be impossible to remove from the lineup.
I'm not as high on him as you are in this game.
Oh, man.
With that being said, of the players that the Avs have played on their fourth line this year, he's been the best.
Yeah.
Got a greasy goal tonight.
Both the Avs goals were grease-o-matics, man.
We talk about how well Talbot played, and he left the highway open on that Nichushkin goal.
Yep.
What was that?
He was flying, though, tonight.
Nuke was moving.
Yeah.
He
Seemed like
had
was
some
everywhere.
jump on the forecheck tonight.
Oh, I thought Nichushkin was also awesome tonight. All over the place.
Yeah.
The offense, he made such a sweet little backhanded pass into the middle that I think it went to Jost, and I don't think it got all the way there. But it was like, hell yeah. Like, there you go. There's some creativity because they're not expecting that from you. They're expecting Stonehands McGee here to bank it up the wall and hope for something and, go stand in front of the net. And a little creativity opens that up. They have to respect him in a different way if he's going to play like that. And this was the best of what Val Nichushkin brings for you. I really like this game.
Yeah.
We
I
do
thought he
have
was
to.
all tonight.
Sorry, we cut you off, but we do have to take our second period break with.
I showed up in the first period.
Yeah.
Dude, I got here fast.
Yeah, it took us a little while to get going, but Breckenridge Brewery, the official beer
Sorry,
of
I thought we were
DNVR.
waiting for AJ. So I started working on graphics.
Sorry.
8 different types of beer on tap. Head on down to the DNVR bar to check all those out, or you can always go to the farmhouse in Littleton. You can get any type of their beer, which they have dozens of flavors down there, curbside pickup. I don't remember the phone number. I'm not going to lie. Maybe Allie has a graphic for it. Maybe she doesn't. If she doesn't, just go to the Breck Beer Locator online to find it at a local liquor store near you. All right. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Blais, maybe you can explain this phenomenon. Last year, we saw MacKinnon take a lot of shots from the point, and it worked. This year, we've now seen the trend. It's particularly in tonight's game. I saw Jost take a slap shot from the point. I saw Donskoy take a slap shot from the point. And I think I saw someone else do it as well. And they have not worked
Did
at
any
all.
of them make it to the net?
I don't think so. It's not been pretty.
It has not. I mean, the other teams have watched film. They see it, and they're reacting to it, and there's a lot of traffic in front of that net. They're hoping that, they'll get lucky, get a lucky bounce. Goalie won't see it, and it'll drop in. It hasn't been working out lately, though.
I don't think they have a single goal from a forward from out there yet this year, MacKinnon or otherwise. So, that might be one you want to look at adjusting. I'll put it that way.
We can't ding them for being too cute and then ding them for keeping it real simple.
I don't feel like it's that simple though, because they could just park their forwards 10 feet closer and have them shoot from there. They're actively running plays to move forwards outside.
Say that, right? Like it's, just get 10 feet closer and then shoot. And it's like, well, what's in those 10 feet is like 4 freaking defenders.
Yeah, but I watch Cale McCarr get 10 feet closer all the time.
I mean,
so.
That's a little different. Come on now.
That's just Cale McCarr.
Were you going to step up on Kale?
Yeah, that's just Cale McCarr stuff. That's not something that Tyson Joseph's going to do.
That's when you're It's when the jocks are on the ice and
Yeah.
memes
maybe.
are being made about you.
I
things
mean,
of that
straight
nature.
up, like Ryan Hartman got the ankles broken. When it happened live, I just cackled because he was coming right at us, and it was just like, nah, that guy's embarrassed.
What? Can I just say I love that the answer nickname is coming to fruition around the league
I
now?
couldn't believe it. It was like John Butchergross is like, oh, he's Allen Iverson, and I'm like, where the hell have you been?
Been saying this on the podcast for a year.
Yeah, I've been referring to him as Allen Iverson for a solid 2 years now. Like, y'all are welcome to my world.
Who's got a worse crossover? Cale Makar or Allen Iverson? Chat?
Ooh.
It's still Iverson, but
Not by much.
yeah.
Who's got a better mohawk?
Iverson never rocked the mohawk, did he?
No,
It was
no,
always
no.
cornrows, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Cale Makar doesn't even have a mohawk, and his mohawks are
Textbook.
his foot mohawks are the good ones.
Oh my goodness.
We've talked about Makar enough. Let's move into the rest of the defense in this game.
Sam Gerrard, really weird night.
Yeah.
Like, the puck was always on his stick.
Yeah.
Just constant, and he's always moving it out of the zone. Always getting it up ice, but the quality that was created while he was out there is kind of iffy.
It was it felt like he was going a million miles an hour, but he wasn't generating that much.
Yeah.
Like I forget which period it was in, but he starts the breakout, gets up to the neutral zone, doesn't like what he sees, fully circles back, goes again, and ends up a turnover before the Avs really even get anything going in the offensive zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was high in the offensive zone
Yeah.
in that turnover.
Those are the ones that frustrate me the most. Because it's like a high wire act where when it works, you're like, hell yeah. And then when it doesn't, you're just like, dude,
Odd man
what
rush the other way.
What a terrible decision.
Well, that is awful.
And you kind of just live and die with it. But with G, I just think that there's a certain level that he needs to continue to get to. We saw it earlier this year, but it's not enough for him to just attack with his legs. He's got to create a little more than that. But I'm just constantly on a stick.
Yeah.
The puck just follows him around.
I think
And
that's
I would rather the puck be on that guy's stick than Jonas Brodin's. P.S. That guy live, that guy is a hell of a defender. He makes life so miserable. Just totally, just a different animal live. Like
he
Ryan
physical?
Suter, right? It's a little bit of everything. He's got a great stick, and he will just remove guys from pucks. And he's so good at sealing guys off in the corner and just removing that element entirely. Where it's like, okay, I mean, defense is it's a team concept,
right.
and he erases his guys. He's really good.
I think I saw that for the first time tonight out of Bowen Byram as well.
He smoked somebody tonight.
Yeah,
he
that's
did.
what I'm saying.
And he hadn't
Like,
been very good.
A proper textbook, he's actually in correct defensive position and just takes a guy to the wall. Like,
You're going to see more and more of that
yeah.
as they work with him on his positioning. He is awesome to watch.
He's so coachable too, like how quickly he adapts to his situations. It's so weird that the Avs got guys with the high ceilings that they did and the similar styles, but also very coachable, very willing to learn and to improve aspects of their game. Because you don't always see that. There are some guys around the league where you're like, they're 5 years in and they're having the same problems.
Yeah.
And you're just like, look, you're a quality player as is, but you haven't shored up any of these weaknesses. Bowen Byram's like 9 games in, and you can already see him start, like, he's like working down the checklist of things he needs to get better at.
Well, when you
His
watch him,
potential's scary.
yeah, when you watched him in the World Juniors, you got to remember he's playing against other 19-year-olds. So you're like, how is this game going to translate into the NHL game?
It's his peer group, and when he chews them up, you're like, okay, he's clearly surpassed these guys,
Yeah.
which you already knew because he has devoured the WHL for 2 years. Like,
Yeah.
you were like pretty comfortable with the idea that every time I look at that light, I just see spots. And I don't mean to do it. I do it while I'm looking between the things, and
the camera's in that ish direction.
yeah. Wow. But no, he's ripped up his peer group, and it was obvious he was ready for that challenge, and he's responding to it really, really well.
Yeah.
His growth already is impressive, and I just wonder 40 games in where this guy's going to be, because he could be exceptional.
What do you guys think about McDonald?
I like the aggression.
Yeah.
A lot of reads, a lot of good reads.
Yeah.
He's a better skater than Graves, so he's able to get himself into some better positions. But that is a high wire act. That is a dude.
That's a great way to put it.
He puts himself into some dangerous spots where if he rolls the dice and it doesn't go his way, he is in trouble.
Look,
100%.
if you have scouted Jacob McDonald, you should know that's what you're getting when you drop him into the lineup. And 100%, a player in a situation like that, he knows he's not long for this lineup.
He needs to go for it.
Yeah. Just go out there and play hard and play your game. And that's exactly what he did. So
He definitely feels
fine.
comfortable in the offensive zone, but obviously, when you play forward and defense.
I think this is the advantage of having a guy his age that hasn't played in the NHL a lot, because there's no like a guy like Greg Patterson is trying to stay in the lineup.
Sure.
And a guy like McDonald is like, I would love to stay in the lineup, but I know the math here. I see what's up. It doesn't matter how well I play or don't play. I'm gone in a few games or a week or whatever, no matter what. So I'm going to YOLO mode this, and I'm going to do everything that I can to make this as good a time as I can. I think it helps.
This is a 3-go case to either impress a dumpster diver team enough to give you some games, or ride out the rest of your career as a high-level AHL vet with NHL experience. Something's going down on Colfax right now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm no complaints. And I haven't obviously published it, but I already did some of my takeaways so I could not be up until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
This was Connor Timmons' best game. Way, way, way more assertive with the puck, way more confident. Still not perfect, but a whole lot more of the guy that we saw for the Eagles last year, where you're going to have some moments, especially defensively. There are going to be some moments where he gets beat wide, and his recovery is always going to be in question. But I really liked his aggression with the puck. Very confident in making the decision, and not just, I'm just going to slap it to the corner and let you guys go get it. And very like...
Yeah, in the offensive zone, I think it was... You could definitely feel it start to come for him a little bit.
He made a cross the blue line pass to Sam Gerrard. He snapped it over there. Like, got the puck and did it immediately. And I was like, there we go.
Blais had about a heart attack.
I might have, that was a little scary.
I was like, okay, that's the Connor Timmons. Like, he knew what he wanted to do with it, and he did it, and he accomplished it, and it was fine. It was not that, like, if he like saucers it over there, just nice and sweet, and throws it up there, like it's like Tony Romo pick waiting to happen. Right?
Like breakaways.
Yeah, like that is it's totally. But he snapped that thing over there, and it's like, there, okay. These are the pieces of Connor Timmons' game that we haven't seen a lot of, and it's always this is how a young guy. This is a traditional rookie path right here. Didn't look very good, very, very iffy. Now you start to put some pieces together and build off of that, and then 4 or 5 games from now, you see a really good Connor Timmons effort. It's building towards a game where he puts it all together, and it's like, now I get the hype.
And the reality is, this is probably the lineup that you're looking at for the Avs for the next 5 to 10 games.
I would say through the St. Louis series for sure.
Yeah.
And then reevaluate after that.
And with the caveat of, do they think about sitting a Sheldon Dries? Do they think about sitting a Kiefer Sherwood maybe? But
they should definitely sit Sheldon Dries. Like, I really hope, like, none of his family is watching or anything, and they, like, because I'm not picking on him. It's just my job to tell you how I feel about this stuff, and
he's
he's not an NHL player.
He's had almost 50 NHL games to prove that he's an NHL player now, and it hasn't come together. It just hasn't.
He drew a penalty late. Kind of a softie on Brodin, but you'll take it.
Yeah.
You
But-
are correct, Spencer.
You have to put Shane Powers in, dude. You just have to.
I thought we were going to see.
knock it
What
off.
is
I
he-
thought we were going to see him tonight.
What is he doing on the taxi squad if you're not going to use him? I mean,
It legitimately at this point, Sherwood and LOC have played quality games, and you can get it with the whole count thing. It sucks. It's nonsense that it's 5 minutes and you're buried, but there's no reason not to with
What?
Bowers.
I
There's
mean,
just no good reason not
let's-
to. You know Sheldon Dry sucks.
all things equal, Martin Kaut takes a penalty on his first shift, gets one game, and is dumped.
It
what
was
did-
5 minutes in a cloud of dust.
What did Sheldon Dries do on his first shift in this hockey game? He took a penalty.
Takes a penalty. Now he drew a penalty to offset it later, and I'm just saying
I
right
know.
now that's going to be a
Like,
thing. and He took the puck hard to the net on
I
an
am
opportunity.
fully prepared for another 8 to 10 games of Sheldon Dries, but
Yeah, me too.
I don't have to like it.
They should honestly be looking around in the trade market.
Philip Deneau?
That's not.
I know.
It's just not going to happen. That's the dream. That's the
Yes.
dream,
Yes,
and it's not gonna come. It's not gonna happen.
Okay.
They especially can't do that with Chris McFarland interviewing in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They can't be messing. The front office might be undergoing a major change here in the next 2 weeks. They need to not.
Chill for a minute.
Yeah.
Let's move into our final thoughts on this hockey game. At the end of the day, the Avs got a team win without Nathan MacKinnon in the lineup. They are now 2-1-1, 2-0-1 in this series against Minnesota. Got to be pretty okay with whatever happens in Game 4 of this series.
Yeah, I mean, getting five of the possible 6 points right now, 2 left up for grabs. It's a big difference. They've picked up 2 points. If they win in regulation, you got a 1 point advantage on them over 4 games. You'll take it, of course. You're not gonna get greedy. You're not gonna, meh. But it will feel like a missed opportunity. Walking into this one, 2-0-1. Walking into the last game, getting 2 more points, you really have a chance to. Okay, we're worried about St. Louis now because St. Louis has won 4 in a row, and they look like they've shaken off some of the dust, and that they
They're
they
good.
look good.
They're good.
They're gonna be a problem again, as always. I was hoping Jordan Binnington would fall apart and we wouldn't have to worry about it, but we're not in that room.
Give it time.
From my stance, the Avs looked great tonight. I mean, it wasn't the prettiest of games. You don't have MacKinnon in the lineup. It's a close game, and they pulled it out. There was some iffy spots in there, but as long as you come away with a win there, that's huge for the Avs. I mean, they're gonna believe in themselves going into this last game too.
Every win without Nathan MacKinnon is a problem for everyone else.
Sometimes you go into the doctor's office and you're like, Doc, I'm feeling shaky. I'm not so good. I need you to check some things out. But he comes back and he's got that W on that clipboard. Mm-hmm. And that's all that matters.
Yep, and he writes that script, and all it is a W. And he rips it off and he hands it to you.
This one was signed by Grubauer.
Yes.
Dr. Grubes in net.
And when Dr. Dubs got you, Dr. Dubs got you.
I have a final thought.
Hit it.
I'm very angry with Zach O'Donnell acting like multiple people. It was never Jesse in the chat. It was always him. He had switched his name.
Dude, how many burners did he make?
He was
after the
Sheila.
other night?
He was all of it.
I was actually right.
Yeah.
I even texted Jesse, and he was like, no, that's not me. Zach O'Donnell, you started the happy birthday stuff too. I will never trust your comments in here again.
Zach O'Donnell about to be in the super chat only territory.
Yeah. You're walking a thin line right now, Zach.
I am over it.
All right. Officially put on notice by the producer. That's when you know you're in trouble. On that note, we are going to get out of here with Strava Craft Coffee, the CBD-infused coffee that has really changed lives. Head on over to StravaCraftCoffee.com. You can get 20% off your purchase when you use code DNVR20 at checkout. Jump on it. Get in on it. The subscription thing will get you 20% off every single time you buy for 2, 3, 4, 6, or 8 weeks. That's all I got. Thank you, everyone, for watching, listening, however you consume the podcast. Hopefully watching because, these post games are kind of live after the game and stuff. And our jokes will make more sense sometimes if you're watching live. So go to the YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe the video. It really helps us out a ton when you guys do that. We're also pushing for 10K followers over on Twitter. Less than 250 to go now, I think, on the Avs account. So, yeah, should be a fun times. Lots of fun stuff coming up. We will be live again post-game on Thursday after the game with Minnesota. I don't know if I'm trying to think of any other stuff interesting that we have coming up that is abnormal, but I can't think of any. So just tune in tomorrow at 1 p.m. and we'll tell you then. Until next time, catch you guys later.